Coaches Matthew Pollock and Luke Reynolds. Assistant is Will Kraft. And the Waves start things off by serving, moving left to right. They're in their white, blue, and orange. And the Cardinals in their black, white, and cardinal. Waves, Polomas on the left side, and on the left wing, Jose Gomez starts things up and gets the point, and the Waves take a 1-0 lead. And last night, Gomez led Pepperdine with 14 kills while hitting .432. For Stanford, as you see Jonathan Winder in his fourth season, last year's MPSF Coach of the Year. For Stanford, they make a few changes. They'll start at center. Jacob Little Phillips, 6'2" freshman from Winter Park, Florida. The serve comes up short and side out to Stanford. On the outside, Alex Rotman along with Moses Wagner and David Wolf. In the middle, Reed Wainwright along with Luke McFall. And the libero is Evan Porter. Head coach of the Cardinal is John Costi in his 20th season. And the Waves take a 2-1 lead. James Eady as the Waves go to a quick attack. Polomas, who had a great night last night, he had 41 assists in just the 3 sets, better than 13 assists. And for Polomas, he comes in averaging 10.18 assists per set. He's having an All-American season wearing number 5 of the Waves, the setter, the transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne, where he was the starting setter last year. Waves go out of the back row. Gomez in a big block up front. Luke McFall coming up with the stop. McFall at 6'9", the redshirt junior out of Pleasanton, California. Also coming over, Moses Wagner to defend, and we're tied at 2. It's the best 3 out of 5. The first 4 sets, they'll play to 25. You must win by 2. If they go to a set 5, they'll play to 15. Again, you must win by 2. And there is no cap as Cole Harkey gets the put down. Harkey last night had 13 kills while hitting .476. And for Harkey, comes in leading the NCAA in kills per set at 4.28. He also tops Pepperdine with 338 kills while hitting .356. And the Waves take a 4-2 lead early. You see Moses Wagner along with Cole Harkey, both those players, as we may get a challenge here early in set number 1. The point was given to Pepperdine, who takes a 4-2 lead. We'll see what the call will be as Bert Fuller takes a look. He's the down official, Tony Chan, the up official. They did work last night's match in this 2-match series, a series that dates back to 1974. And Pepperdine leads the series 70-30. Take a look here. Trying to get a hand on was Gomez. And the call on the court was attack here, and the point given to Pepperdine, but Stanford saying that maybe have been touched. And of course, for the coaches, they will ask the players, what'd you see, if the coach didn't have a clear look. Each coach gets 2 challenges per set. If you win your challenge, you keep it. If you lose it, you're down 1. You see Bert Fuller talking with courtside. And the call will be reversed, and Stanford has won the challenge. The ball apparently touched by Pepperdine, and the point to Stanford. We're tied at 3 as you take a look at Jonathan Winder in his 4th season, the former Pepperdine All-American, 4-time All-American from 2005 through 2008, and he was the National Player of the Year in 2007. Ball hit by Harkey trying to save Stanford. They're able to punch it back over. Polomas goes back to Harkey, who drives it. Popped up by Little Phillips. On the other side, Wolfo hits it and gets the kill. It was touched. Pretty good rally. Pepperdine trailing 4-3 in the first set. Waves played so well last night, hitting .580 against an excellent Stanford team. As you take another look by Wolf getting the start tonight in place of Nate Clinton. Pepperdine also held Stanford to just a .173 hitting percentage. Moses Wagner led the Cardinal with 11 kills. kept alive once again by Stanford. Wolf with the block up front. Archie along with James Eady defending, and Noe Mate. And we're even at 4. So for last night, the Waves were able to outblock Stanford 12-2. Diggs, this certainly was the key to the Waves hitting 580. The Waves had 27 digs, Stanford only 11. So certainly the Cardinal needs to improve their ball handling and receiving and able to get into their offense as they come in on the season hitting 276. 27-11 in digs. As the Waves had a good balanced attack. They got 13 kills from Harkey, Gomez 14, and Ryan Barnett with 13 kills and 7 digs. And Jacob Wiley had 7 digs. Playing with the 5-5, Waves serving Ryan Barnett. First team All-American last year, 6'5" graduate senior from West Hampton Beach, New York. He is third on the team with 33 aces, and he gets himself an ace. Waves last night had 3 aces and 14 service errors. The one thing Stanford did do well, they kept the ball in play, and they did have 5 aces and only 9 errors. Waves are a strong serving team as they have out-aced their opponents 186-110. That's a big differential. For Stanford on the year, 91 aces, but the opponent's 98. And we're even at 6. That ball goes out of bounds, and David Wolf will be at the service line. Wolf who played last night, the 6'6" sophomore from Wilmette, Illinois, outside hitter. Backside, Harkey with a smash hit. Cole Harkey, along with Moses Wagner, are 2 of 8 players on the ABCA National Player of the Year watch list. It's been cut down to just 8 players. A chance to be the National Player of the Year. And so Harkey, the 6'10" sophomore, and Wagner, the 6'6" senior out of San Jose. We're tied at 7 in set number 1 as you see Little Phillips getting the start, the freshman who comes in averaging better than 7 assists per set. For Stanford, they had high expectations. Currently, they're in 5th place in the conference. They were picked 4th at the start of the year. They're 6-5 in league. Ball out of the back row, Ryan Barnett. Waves take an 8-7 lead in the first set. Pepperdine, that was picked 2nd at the start of the season, and currently tied for first place with UCLA. Both teams at 10-1. Waves serving, moving left to right. Little Phillips finds out of the back row, David Wolf. Wolf able to score, and we're even at 8. For Pepperdine, also an excellent blocking team. They've outblocked their opponents 378 to 271. They really have dominated the net all season long. This is Gomez. Oh, the big block up front. Alex Rotman. You would expect this to be a very tough match for Pepperdine, trying to beat a team back-to-back. Also, McFall defending on Gomez, the 6'4" sophomore from Cuba, who plays on the Cuba's national team. Polo Mas on the left side. Cole Harkey. Pepperdine takes the lead, all tied at 9-9 in the first set. Waves serving. Harkey, 2nd team All-American last year. He was the MPSF Freshman of the Year. 6'10" sophomore from Barrington, Illinois, as that service goes out of bounds, side out to Stanford. So these teams meeting back-to-back, and as you look at this match, is there an advantage for one team or the other? Waves are playing at home, so that gives them somewhat of an edge, and they just beat Stanford last night, so they're playing with a lot of confidence and coming into this match feeling pretty good about themselves. Waves as Riley able to handle it. Ball popped up, tapped over by Wolf. It comes back to Pepperdine, and the Waves go Harkey. We are even at 10. So for the Waves, pretty confident, but for Stanford, they're going to be very much motivated. Something to prove in tonight's match. They're going to play with a lot of intensity a lot of energy, and the Waves are going to have to match that intensity. So if there was any kind of an edge, maybe slightly to the team that lost the night before. But we'll find out. It doesn't guarantee them a win. And the Waves, ranked number 5 in the nation, have won 12 of their last 14. And Stanford has dropped their last 5 matches. That one gets away by McFall and goes out of bounds. And the Waves lead 12-10. Pepperdine, one of the best offensive teams in the nation. They come in as a team hitting .377. That's number 4 in the NCAA. UCLA, the top hitting team, better than .380. Off the blocks, Moses Wagner gets the kill. 12-11 in favor of Pepperdine. There were only 4 ties and 3 lead changes in the entire match last night between these two schools. So I figure this could be a lot closer the second time around. Waves had won both matches last year up at Stanford. Coming out of the back row is Hartke, but it goes long. No attack here. Waves hitting .312 to start the match. Stanford at 154. Going to get a timeout, maybe a challenge. Let's wait and see. We are even at 12. You see Cole Hartke will be challenged. The call on the court was a point to Stanford, attack air. Pepperdine thinking maybe it might have been touched or maybe was inbounds, so they'll take a look at this one. I think for both coaches, they will certainly try to keep this close and not let one team or the other get too far out in front and utilize those challenges and timeouts. John Costi, the head coach of the Cardinals, 20th season overall. Before getting the head coaching job, he was an assistant at Stanford for 16 years. In 2010 and 2014, John Costi was the NPSF Coach of the Year. We'll take a look at what the officials are looking at. This is Hartke with the hit. Wolf is there along with Wainwright, and then McFall's in the back row. He didn't touch it. Couldn't quite tell if it was inbounds or not. But then talking about John Costi, who played his volleyball at Santa Barbara, graduating in 1987. He was a setter. He was an All-American. His 36th year overall at Stanford, and he's pretty proud of his son, who was one of the starters, setter at UC Irvine. Cameron was a 6'5" freshman. And for Stanford and John Costi, they won the national title in 2010, and John Costi was the 2010 National Coach of the Year. Stanford's won 2 national titles. Pepperdine, second most all-time with 5 national titles, but none since 2005. And, of course, UCLA number 1 with 21, and they won titles in 23 and 24. And the favorite to win it all this year, as they will host the semis and championship at Pauley Pavilion on May 9th and 11th. Tournament begins May 1st and 2nd. 12 teams this year will be in the NCAA tournament, which means a number of at-large schools will get in, probably mainly from the NBSF and the Big West. And still taking a long look. NCAA has allowed 3 minutes for the officials to take a look. They've actually put that in. I mean, that's the suggested time, but this is moving on a little bit longer than expected. We're 12-12. See Hartke, the double blockers there, but it's tough to tell on that. McFall let it go right by his right shoulder. Did it bounce in? Slow it down, or close. But as they continue to look at this, for Pepperdine next week, they play home and home against USC. Stanford will be at Menlo on the 17th and 18th. BYU knocked off USC last night in a big match, 3-1. So for the Trojans, who are ranked number 4 and currently in 3rd place at 8-3. Pepperdine and UCLA both 10-1. They're finally going to get a decision. The call will stand for Stanford, so it was an attack error. As John Costi feels pretty good about using and getting the call. And we're even at 12. So Pepperdine, UCLA, both 10-1. The Bruins tonight actually will be at Menlo tomorrow. Just beat UC Merced twice the last couple of days. BYU is hosting USC once again in Provo. Vanguard is at Menlo. Service error, side out to Pepperdine. The Waves have the lead 13-12. So with SC in third at 8-3, Brigham Young in fourth at 7-4, Stanford in fifth 6-5, Vanguard in sixth at 5-6. Top 8 teams will go to the conference tournament in Provo, Utah. BYU hosting the Smith Fieldhouse. We do get a whistle, maybe a net against Stanford, and a point to Pepperdine, and it's 14-12. And that conference tournament will be played April 22nd through the 25th at BYU. Boy, that's a big advantage for the Cougars. And to knock off USC last night, pretty impressive. And a service ace for Pepperdine, Cole Hartke. We get a timeout. The Waves have the lead, their biggest of the night, 15-12 in the first set. You're with 39 service aces. He is a very unique player at 6'10". You can put him in the back row. He's probably considered a 5-tool player. He can do just about everything on the court. Waves up by 3 and another ace. Catches the end line. And for Hartke now with 40 service aces. And Pepperdine leading 16-12, and Pepperdine on a 3-0 run. Hartke leading Pepperdine with 4 kills early. David Wolf topping Stanford with 2. Hartke rocks and delivers. This one goes out of bounds. Inside out to Stanford. So other than this match with Brigham Young hosting USC, as you see Moses Wagner at the service line. Wagner, an All-American last year, leading the Cardinal with 246 kills, and then Jose Gomez out of the back row. You see Reed Wainwright, the middle blocker, number 12, defending. Gomez, a power hitter, a lot of international experience, plays not on the junior Cuban national team, the national team. Wolf drives it, covered by Pepperdine. Nice play by Ryan Barnett. On the other side, Gomez, ball popped up by Riley, and then the shot comes out short as Andre Polomas trying to go with a quick attack, and a point to Stanford. Waves up 17-14, and David Wolf will serve. Waves at home this year, 10-2, 9-3 on the road. And for the Cardinal, they are 2-7 on the road. Again, come in, they have dropped their last 5, looking to turn things around. Polomas, the quick attack over the middle to Mate. The return goes out of bounds, and Noe Mate, the 6'7" freshman from Switzerland, gets the point. For Stanford, and we have mentioned that they have high expectations, but they've had so many injuries. Pepperdine has had a few, but for Stanford, they've had at least 4 starters out of the lineup due to injury, and key players. Waves serving. Will be Aiden Toon, the senior from Hawaii. Tapped over by Rotman, rejected up front by Polomas and Edey. This time Rotman's shot goes out of bounds. Trying to adjust to that double block. Waves up 19-14. But for Stanford, as they will take a timeout, trying to keep it close. The Waves have their in 81 swings. The Waves had only 69 swings, but only 7 attack errors in hitting .580. The Waves just executed, were very efficient, and played a very strong match against a quality Stanford team. The serve comes up short, inside out to Stanford. Cardinal will get the ball back. Aiden Toon will come out. Jacob Riley checks in, the libero. He was at Concordia 2 years. The Cardinal, they go to Luke Morrison, a 6'4" freshman out of Irvine, California, coming in to serve. Strong left-handed serve. Polomas on the backside. Hartke with a smash hit. 2015 Waves. See Hartke, the double blockers there. McFall along with Rotman, but not enough. So for Hartke, the realization that he's 6'10", you can put him in the back row. He can handle the ball extremely well. He's a strong blocker, power hitter, terrific serve. The block this time goes out of bounds. Stanford able to get the point. Moses Wagner getting the kill. They'll need a big performance from him. But with all the injuries, and we had mentioned that 4 starters have missed probably at least half the season for Stanford. It's been going on all season long. Gomez, but the return comes right back on the other side. Hartke takes a little off. Nice save by Porter. Rotman drills it and gets the point. Nice job by Stanford to keep the ball in play. Time and time again, that will be a key for them, as it was for Pepperdine last night. There you see Evan Porter, the sophomore libero, who leads the Cardinal with 145 kills. So Nate Clinton, an outside hitter who played last night and missed 41 sets. Teo Sanui, their All-American outside hitter, he's missed 36 sets. Theron Bryant, the setter, had missed 39 sets. And Reed Wainwright, just getting back, and he is starting tonight, had missed 61 sets. So you lose 4 key players, and certainly it takes its toll on your team throughout the season. Wasn't touched. And apparently Rotman's shot goes out of bounds. Attack air. 22-17 Pepperdine. But the Waves have had their injuries. Noe Mate, their freshman middle, as we get a timeout. Mate had missed 41 sets. We get a timeout, 22-17. The Waves up in set number 1. You're watching the NBSF. 3-17. Gomez on the year with 18 service aces, 128 kills, hitting .349. Waves on a 3-0 run late, and they get another service ace. Already with 5 in the first set. Only 6 errors, and it's set point number 1 for Pepperdine. Well, the Waves' serve was good last night, but nothing like the start of this match. 5 aces and just 6 errors, and they may get another one. Can the Cardinal keep it in play? They cannot. Gomez closes it out with aces, and Pepperdine wins 25-17. White, blue, and orange. Stanford in their black, Cardinal and white. Cardinal serving to begin set number 2. Gomez goes cross court, and the shot no good. Cardinal takes a 1-0 lead. Waves this year with 11 shutouts. As John Costi says, okay, he had a pretty good look at it. Good job by Pepperdine and Jonathan Winder and his team. And Gomez will be given the kill. And Pepperdine serving. Waves so good in that first set. Little Phillips is the setter, the freshman from Winter Park, Florida. Waves on offense, Hartke. Ball is popped up. Little Phillips sets up on the outside. Rotman with a rip, but the Waves cover. They go back to Hartke. This time he gets the kill. For Pepperdine, their serve, at least in the first set, have been a big difference. Waves, who did so many things well last night, and off to another great start against number 14 Stanford. Ball popped up. On the backside, it is Rotman that comes back to Stanford, but then Wagner puts it down. Moses Wagner is such an important player. Without Teo Sanui, another All-American outside hitter, that really is a big loss for Stanford. Had over 400 kills last year, another All-American to go along with Wagner. And then the serve goes out of bounds, inside out to Pepperdine. 3-1 Waves. Stanford was named after the 8th governor of California, Leland Stanford. Founded back in 1885, a private research institution, private school like Pepperdine, with 17,500 students at Stanford. Good block up front by the Waves, and then once again the ball driven by Wolf. Waves able to control, volley back by Barnett. Porter gets a touch, quick attack over the middle, McFall at 6'9". Nice read by Little Phillips. Pepperdine gives up the serve, and it's 3-2 in favor of the Waves in the second set. So at Stanford, enrollment 17,500. At Pepperdine, it's about 8,000 students, so a smaller private school. But tuition at Stanford is $95,500 a year. Pepperdine, that was founded in 1937, as we mentioned, about 8,000 students, and their tuition is a little over $93,000 a year. Talk about inflation. That serve comes up short, 4-3 Pepperdine in the second set. For Stanford in other sports, they play out of the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC. Stanford located in Palo Alto, halfway between San Jose and San Francisco. Ryan Barnett with the kill, and the Waves up 5-3. Of course, Pepperdine located in Malibu, overlooks the Pacific Ocean. Such a nice day over the last couple days for Stanford visiting. They brought some family and friends down from Northern California. Waves up, serving Cole Hartke. Comes up short. Waves with 6 aces, 8 service errors. Stanford, no aces and 5 service errors. David Wolf serving for Stanford. 5-4 Pepperdine in the second set. Waves won the first set 25-17. Wolf jump serve. Back there is Riley. Back to Barnett, who pounds it down. Hartke already with 6 kills. Barnett with 3. Moses Wagner with 3, leading Stanford. The Waves get the ball back. Serving Evan Porter, receiving. They go back row to Wagner, blocked up front. Mate defending, tapped over there by McFall. And let's see, we're going to get maybe a net against Pepperdine and a point to Stanford. Next to 5, the Waves up. So playing out of the ACC. In other sports, Pepperdine in other sports plays out of the West Coast Conference, and they're going through a lot of changes. Nice dig, but goes, nice effort by Riley, but he goes out of bounds. Well, the West Coast Conference loses Gonzaga, Oregon State, and Washington State to the newly formed Pac-12. They bring in the University of Denver this year, and then just announced UC Santa Barbara will join the conference in 2027, July 1st. And a service ace for Stanford, Reed Wainwright. 7-6, the Cardinal gets the lead. So besides Santa Barbara, UC San Diego, also out of the Big West. They leave the Big West and they join the West Coast Conference. The conference will have 12 schools in 2027. They'll have 10 in 2026. Hartke out of the back row. Now the Big West going through a lot of changes. They just lost Hawaii and UC Davis to the Mountain West Conference. McFall coming over a little bit late along with Rotman. And we're even at 7. So for the WCC, a lot of changes. Still have San Francisco, Santa Clara, Little Marymount, San Diego, Portland. A strong mid-major conference. Touch there by Mate. Big block up front, McFall. But the point goes to Stanford. Big defensive effort. Also Alex Rotman defending. Knowing Mate will check out. 6'7" freshman from Switzerland. I mentioned he had been injured for about 5 weeks. And Mate had missed 41 sets on the year. Well, having a big season. Ball kept in play by Stanford. They're doing a better job in this match tonight than they did last night. Back row, Barnett with the hit. Little Phillips finds on the backside. Wagner gets the kill. Stanford 9, Pepperdine 7. The Cardinal doing a much better job receiving and ball handling, despite the fact that the Waves have 6 aces. Stanford now with 2 aces. All right, Jacob Little Phillips, the setter, serving, and then off the blocks, McFall up front along with Wagner. And the Cardinal up 10-7. Seco Harkey. Ball did stay in bounds. Harkey diving, could not come up with it. And for the NBSF, next year they add the University of Pacific, bringing back men's volleyball. That comes up short. Inside out to Pepperdine. Pacific had played men's volleyball for 21 years and then dropped the sport 13 years ago. They will join the NBSF on January 1st, 2027, and it will give the conference 11 schools. It'll be the biggest men's volleyball conference in the country amongst the 8. Service error, point to the Cardinal, and it's 11-8 Stanford. Waves won the first set, 25-17. Waves the second most national titles with 5. Last time though in 2005, will this be the year? 12 teams in the NCAA tournament. Harkey with the block up front, McFall and Wagner defending on the other side. Tapped over by Gomez. It comes back to Stanford. Popped up. Waves keep it in play. Riley sets Harkey, who drives it. Porter gets a touch, but let's see. Waves are going to be given the point. So Pepperdine will be given the point, 11-9. Play was stopped, maybe a net, maybe double contact. Did not see a signal other than the whistle. Pepperdine gets the point. Waves, such a strong serving team. The overpass by Porter. It comes back to Pepperdine. Barnett with a rip. Covered by Stanford. They go to Wagner, who drives it. Gomez back there, and then the stop by James Eady. But they're going to say maybe mishandling the ball against Pepperdine, and a point to Stanford. Well, they take it away, and the Cardinal up 12-9. It's just figured to be a much tougher match for Pepperdine, despite the win last night, 3-0. Luke McFall serving the middle blocker. Waves find Harkey, able to drive it. Just the fact that Stanford, motivated, comes in with a lot of intensity, energy, something to prove, trying to bounce back. Back there, Wolf defending. Waves serving. Little Phillips goes the quick attack over the middle. They joust at the net right there. Wainwright. Reed Wainwright, returning starter, missing 61 sets this year. Just starting to come back. To get him back in the lineup, the 6'7" sophomore from Newport Beach. With 358 last season. Big jump serve. Back there, Barnett to receive. It comes back to Barnett. Barnett gets the point, 13-11 Stanford. Firestone Fieldhouse, another big crowd tonight. They had over 1,000 last night here at the Dine. Capacity about 3,100. Number 5 in the country this week. UCLA continues to be the number 1 team. A service error. Side out to Stanford, and the Cardinal up 14-11. In second is Hawaii. They're ranked number 2, and Hawaii's going to win the Big West. They've already beaten Long Beach State and UC Irvine both twice, and both times in Long Beach and in Irvine. Hawaii ranked number 2, Long Beach State number 3, SC number 4, Pepperdine number 5, UC Irvine number 6. Ball kept in play. Little Phillips goes to the outside, driven there by Rotman. Pepperdine continues to control. Porter gets a touch. They go back to Rotman, the block up front. big defensive effort. Noe Mate defending. You see number 4, the 6'7" freshman who gives the Waves a physical presence. Also, Andre Polomas. Polomas, the setter, came from Purdue. Fort Wayne, is having an All-American season. Just making great decisions. Oh, nice play by Little Phillips, the freshman setter. We get a timeout on the court. The Cardinals has the lead in set 2. The Waves up 1-0, 15-12, 2025. Moses Wagner with 4 kills. Reed Wainwright with 3. Topping Stanford. Cardinals serving in their dark uniforms, going left to right. Pepperdine volleys it over. Little Phillips on the backside. Wagner drives it. Returned by Pepperdine. It goes on the other side. Rotman. Barnett gets a touch. Harkey swings it, but it hits one of the beams and comes back, and a point to Stanford. Now the Waves able to get that hit back over from Wagner, able to drive it on the overpass. 16-12 Stanford trying to even this match. Reed Wainwright comes up short. Well, we mentioned UCLA, Hawaii, Long Beach State, SC Pepperdine, top 5. UC Irvine, 6. Ball State, 7. Santa Barbara ranked 8th, though. Chicago, 9th. Brigham Young, 10th. Couple Division II schools. McKendree out of Illinois, playing in the MIVA, ranked 11th. Lindenwood out of St. Charles, Missouri, another Division II school, also playing out of the MIVA. They are ranked number 12 in the country. Oh, a quick attack, McFall. Little Phillips doing a good job, the setter, the freshman out of Winter Park, Florida. Jacob Riley back in for Pepperdine. That's a quick attack, and McFall is 6'9". McFall hitting .452 on the season. Comes in with 98 kills. Noe Mate, who's missed probably almost half the season. Mate, number 4, leads Pepperdine, hitting .597 on the season. The freshman middle out of Switzerland, service error. 17-14, Pepperdine trailing in the second set. See Little Phillips, number 4, freshman setter. Waves get the ball back. He's closed out the first set with 3 aces by Jose Gomez. Back row attack to Wolf. Ball is pinball. Waves able to get it over on the hit by Barnett. Comes back to Wagner, who drives it, and it goes out of bounds. Waves get not control. Moses Wagner delivers his 5th kill.
For the Cardinal champion, number 10, Ryan Duras. Ryan Duras back to serve.
Ryan Duras comes in to serve. The 6'3" senior out of Gilroy, California. 18-14 Stanford. High toss, good jump serve. Pepperdine plays it. They find Harkey. Porter gets a touch but cannot control. So Harkey now with 10 kills. 18-15. Pepperdine down by 3. And Jose Gomez at the service line. Gomez with 3 kills, 3 aces, 5 digs. 6'4" sophomore from Cuba. Good jump serve. Little Phillips runs it down. They go to Wolf with the hit. Pepperdine covers. They go to Harkey, who scores. At 6'10", he is such a presence. Harkey, last year's second-team All-American. A couple years ago, the #1 high school recruit in the country. Out of Barrington, Illinois, about 25 miles outside of Chicago. Waves serving again, down 18-16. Quick attack by McFall. And Stanford ups their lead to 19-16. You see Jacob Riley. Riley with 4 digs. Jose Gomez with 5. Alex Rotman with 4 digs for Stanford. And 3 for David Wolf. will be Luke McFall serving. 6'9" middle blocker. Jump serve, Gomez receives. Riley sets, goes to Barnett. Cross court, but it goes out of bounds. Let's see if Winder wants to challenge this. Might ask his team about that. It's 2016 Stanford, and Pepperdine will take a timeout, trying to keep things close. Tonight's game airs, but despite the fact they're not getting the aces, they're putting a lot of pressure on Pepperdine's offense. Location, that one goes out of bounds as they rolled the dice. 21-17, the Cardinal had a 3-0 run before that service error. You see Evan Porter, libero. Porter with 5 digs, topping Stanford. All right, Aiden Toon comes in. He is an excellent server, outside hitter, the senior from Hawaii. Back row attack, able to score Alex Rotman. Little Phillips doing a nice job with the read. And it's 22-17 Stanford. You see Rotman now with 3 kills, Wagner with 5, making Rotman now with 4, and Reed Wainwright with 3.
Back to serve for Stanford, number 16, Luke Forsey.
All right, Cardinals serving. To get this match at 1 set apiece, comes up short. That's the other big match involving the NBSF. Brigham Young hosting USC. Vanguard is playing at Menlo. BYU beat the Trojans last night 3-1 before 3,500 at Smith Fieldhouse. Tomorrow UCLA will play at Menlo. The regular season winds down. Next week, UCLA will be home to Brigham Young for 2. Waves home and home against USC to close out the regular season. David Wolf with a kill. 23-18 Cardinal. And this is the number 14 team in the nation. Despite the record at 9-13, they are a much better team than the record would indicate. When healthy, one of the best teams in the country. They're preseason, the start of the year, they were ranked number 9. Pepperdine was number 4. Service error. Pepperdine hitting just 229 tonight. Stanford 271 in comparison to last night when the Waves hit 580. All right, the Waves back 23-19. And Barnett at the service line. Comes in with 33 aces, first team All-American last year. Quick attack over the middle by McFall. Waves keep it in play. Gomez goes deep, but it goes out of bounds. Waves are saying it may have been touched. Did the Waves challenge or not? Really not. It is set point number 1 for Stanford, 24-19. The Cardinals done a nice job in this second set. Hitting .393, only 1 attack error on 28 swings and 12 kills. Good jump serve. Back there is Riley, waves over the middle. Mate. Andre Polomas with the assist. Now with 18. Set point number 2 for Stanford, 24-20. He's serving. This is Noe Mate. The jump floater. The ball movement. Porter back there. This is Moses Wagner. The hit goes long, no good. Set point number 3 for Stanford, 24-21. If Pepperdine gets this point, I think Stanford's got to take a timeout. It'll be a little too close for comfort. And we'll see. And Mate got to keep it in play. The jump floater. Little Phillips, the quick hitter. Waves able to control. They go to Gomez with the smash hit. Set point number 4, 24-22. Stanford has not taken the timeout, not yet. John Costi will let his team play. Set point number 4 for the Cardinals. They cannot afford to let this get away. He's trying to rally. A jump floater. They go to Rotman, the block up front. James Eady and Andre Polomas. And now the timeout. The Cardinal waiting over the Cardinal. Set point number 5, trying to even this match at one set apiece. Mate again, jump floater. Cardinal the quick attack, Waves keep it in play. Back row, there is Harkey at the net. They go back to Rotman, diving save back there by Barnett. Waves able to drive it. Porter with the touch, tapped over by Rotman. Pepperdine once again, Gomez with a rip. Rotman gets a touch. They go back row, Wagner, and the shot no good. The return, point to Stanford, and the Cardinal wins 25-20 in the third set. For over an hour in the first 2 sets, so it's been quite a battle in this MPSF. The shot by Wagner is good. And the Cardinal takes a 1-0 lead. Great success for Stanford. They lead the NCAA in national championships in one sport or another with 138. And the most impressive accomplishment about that over the last 50 years, 5-0, Stanford has won at least one national title in one sport or another. 50 consecutive years, they just won another national title in March in artistic swimming. But to have a national title going back to 1976 is pretty impressive. Waves have national titles, not quite that many. Got 5 in men's volleyball, 2 in the men's golf. Baseball national title in 1992. Women and men's tennis teams always very strong. Women's soccer very strong. And so, of course, Stanford in so many different sports, so good. A block up front by Stanford. Waves back on offense. Barnett cross court. Porter able to keep it in play, but unfortunately, a little bit miscommunication, and the ball drops, and Pepperdine gets the point. And we're tied at 2. You see Evan Porter, the sophomore libero, out of Honolulu. Last year led the Cardinal with 190 digs. He has 145 this year, topping the team. Cardinal over the middle, McFall, but comes up short. They lead 3-2. Oh, a lot of notable alumni coming out of Stanford. We could talk about all the athletes, but some interesting people. Of course, you think of Tiger Woods and John McEnroe in tennis. About Charles Schwab, of course, the brokerage house, one of the best in the country. He was a Stanford alum. McFall with the hit, able to get the point. We're tied at 3. John F. Kennedy, former President of the United States. How about actresses Reese Witherspoon, Sigourney Weaver, of course, of Alien fame. And then Sergey Brin, the founder of Google. Yeah, he's a Stanford alumni. And Pepperdine's own athletic director, Tanner Gardner, who was a top wrestler back in the early 2000s at Stanford. He's the current Pepperdine AD in his second year. All right, 4-3. Stanford starting to gain some confidence and a little bit of momentum and playing much better. Waves tied with UCLA for first place. Both teams 10-1. Bruins at Menlo tomorrow. Service here, we're even at 4. Waves still have a showdown with USC next week. UCLA will be home to Brigham Young for 2 matches next weekend. And for Stanford, they'll play at Menlo twice on the 17th and 18th to close out the regular season. We're tied at 4 in set number 3. That one goes out of bounds. Service error. Waves with 6 aces and 12 errors. The Cardinal 3 aces, 13 errors. You talk with coaches, as Moses Wagner will be at the service line. They would like to see aces to error ratio about 1-2, maybe 1-3. So you have 3 aces, 9 errors. That's pretty good. Oh, Wainwright and Wolf with a big block. 6-4 Stanford. You see Harkey looking at doubles. Blockers were there. Harkey leading the NCAA in kills per set at 4.28. Waves Barnett able to drop it in.
Ryan Barnett splits the Stanford block. Point.
6-5. Pepperdine down by 1, and Ryan Barnett at the service line. Has 5 kills tonight, 3 digs, and ace in the block. First team All-American last year, and over 400 kills last season, and 47 aces. Comes up short. Waves, whose serve in the first set was the difference, outaced the Cardinal 5-0 in the first set. And ever since, Cardinals done a better job receiving. David Wolf serving. Polomas to the outside. Jose Gomez. Cardinals 7, Pepperdine 6. A lot to be decided in the NBSF over the next couple of days. Really, the 8 teams are not set. A long way to go. Menlo and Merced trying to move up. Jessup and Concordia have the 7 and 8 positions. Concordia 4 and 8. Jessup at 3 and 9. Vanguard at 5 and 6 in the number 6 position. Waves getting the point. We're even at 7. Noe Mate serving for Pepperdine. Ethan Watson comes in for the Waves, number 12. A couple years ago, he was the NBSF Freshman of the Year. Watson, 6'8" junior out of Sunnyvale, California. All right, Rotman with a smash hit.
Swinging kill the left set for Stanford at number 5. Alex Rotman, point Cargo. Back to serve for Stanford number 12.
8-7 Cardinal. Polomas coming over a little bit late, along with Watson. Cardinals serving. A strong serve by Wolf on the backside. Hartke pounds it down. Polomas has 21 assists tonight. And for Jacob Little Phillips, he has 19. The freshman setter for Stanford. Polomas, 6'6", a junior from Serbia. A lot of international experience. Wearing number 5 for Pepperdine. Transfer from Purdue, Fort Wayne, and the Cardinal able to score. And their offense starting to click. They have a 9-8 lead. Moses Wagner now with 8 kills, hitting .333. Last night he led the team with 11 kills, but he hit only .138. He had 7 attack errors on 29 swings, but not tonight. Over the middle, and that is Ethan Watson. We'll see Watson, a 2-year starter. Waves who won last night, 3-0 by hitting .580, but it's a different story tonight. Tied at 9. Waves serving. Cardinal on the offensive. Wagner with a rip off the blocks and scores. Hartke defending along with Watson. And Wagner is an All-American last year. He is one of 8 players designated by the ABCA as the National Player of the Year semifinalist. Along with Pepperdine's Cole Hartke, is down to 8 players, 5 out of the NBSF, to be the National Player of the Year in 2026. Wolf with the hit. Pepperdine's Polomas, the quick attack by Watson. Covered there by Little Phillips, and then the shot by Wagner, attack air. He had a good look, just missed it. We're even at 10. Pepperdine won the first set, 25-17. The Cardinal came back with a 25-23 win. Watson with the floater. On the backside. And off the blocks. Waves coming up big defensively on Wagner. Ryan Barnett. 11-10 Pepperdine. And the double blockers. Mate also back on defense. Waves such a strong blocking team all season long. Blocking their opponents 378 to 251. Cardinal keep it in play. Pepperdine. There's the high set to Hartke, who drops it over. And the Cardinal was ready for it, but the timing wasn't there. McBall and Wolf. Harkey gets the point, and the Waves up 12-10. Ranked number 5 in the nation. They've been as high as 3. Tied for first place with UCLA. Both teams at 10-1. Out of the back row, and that is Rotman. But let's see. Back row violation against the Cardinal, and a point to Pepperdine. Waves on a 3-0 run and leading 13-10. Ethan Watson at the service line. The floater serve. This is Wolf driving it. Ball hits one of the beams and comes back. And no play by Pepperdine, and a point to Stanford. You see Reed Wainwright, who's missed so much of the season. To get him back in the lineup, been like that all season long for Stanford. But the Waves also with a couple of injuries, but they've been able to overcome that. Over the middle, the quick attack by Mate. Gives Pepperdine a physical presence, a lot of international experience. 6'7" freshman from Switzerland. Besides basketball, men and women's volleyball has become international as well. Harkey tries to go for it all, and it goes long. Side out Stanford, 14-12, Pepperdine.
Steps here on the floor for the Cardinal Venturi, number 23, Aaron Bryant. Also on the floor, number 9, Eric S. Back to serve number 23.
So the Cardinal, they bring in Theron Bryant, the 6'3" setter, the senior out of San Jose. Starting setter from last year. He's had some injuries. Started last night, played throughout the match. Last year averaged better than 10 assists percent. His numbers are down. Back row, Jose Gomez. So go figure. After Stanford looked so good in the second set, could be matchups, could be rotation, you just don't know. Wainwright shot attempt and was touched, and a point to Stanford. And what a big difference. 15-13 Pepperdine. He's won the first set, 25-17. David Wolf to serve for the Cardinal. Played well tonight. Cardinal winning the second set, 25-23. Cardinal ranked number 14 in the country. Polomas, the quick attack over the middle. Noe Mate. He's missed about 5 weeks of the season. Finally healthy. He's hitting .597 on the year with 49 kills. And tonight he has 4 kills, 4 attempts, no attack errors. He has 3 blocks and an assist. Number 4 for Pepperdine, Rotman off the blocks. 16-14 Pepperdine. You see Luke McFall, 6'9" middle back in the lineup for defense. Reed Wainwright to serve for Stanford. Waves Polomas to run it down. Block up front, goes out of bounds. As Gomez took a little bit off that and mistimed by Stanford, and the Waves lead 17-14. Tried to overpower McFall. More Rotman. Eric Askett comes in for Stanford, 6'9" freshman. This is an outside hitter from Sweden. Stanford goes international, 17-14. Waves says jump serve is no good by Polomas. Waves still with 6 aces. They had 5 in the first set. And now with 15 service errors, still better than a 1-to-3 ratio. I mentioned coaches like to see 1-2, 1-3 ace to error ratio. You get 3 aces, 9 errors, that's still pretty good. Cardinal 3 aces, 13 errors. More than 1-4. Waves to the outside. Harkey drills it. The return, and then Harkey with the put away. But it goes out of bounds. No good. Next they call the net. 17-16 Pepperdine. The ball was good, but with the touch at the net, takes away the point. Jump floater. Back to Harkey, goes deep, and he gets it. Pepperdine 18, Stanford 16. Harkey now with 14 kills, hitting .357 tonight. 4 digs, a block, and 2 aces. 28 swings and 4 tag errors. Gomez was 7, Barnett was 6. Waves a well-balanced attack. Jose Gomez, jump serve, ball is pinballed, volleyed over by Wolf. Pepperdine gets it back, and then Ryan Barnett with a put away. Date will be in Las Vegas at the Orleans Arena. Well, things are changing this year at UCLA. And there'll be at least 12 teams, and 27 and 28. Who knows, maybe more. Currently, there are 8 conferences playing men's volleyball. Waves able to get the hit, but covered by Porter. Comes back to Wolf, popped up by Riley. They joust at the net. Barnett is there. Taken by the Cardinals, the overpass. Pepperdine gets it back. Harkey, the block is no good. Wolf and McFall, and Harkey gets the point. Jonathan Winder along the sidelines. 2025 NBSF Coach of the Year. Rotman back in for Stanford. 2017 Pepperdine. It will be an excellent conference tournament at Brigham Young, the 22nd through the 25th. Wave serving. Stanford back on offense. Wolf to block up front. Mate and Hartke on the other side. Tapped over by Wagner, but could not get it over the net. Blockers were there. He tried to take something off of it. Andre Polomas, the 6'6" center from Serbia, the transfer from Purdue, Fort Wayne. 21-17 Waves. Aiden Toon once again with a strong serve, and he gets himself an ace. Boy, Aiden Toon coming off the bench, providing a lift for Pepperdine at the service line. 22-17 Pepperdine. Stanford takes a timeout. The Waves are up by 5 in this third set. It would be a Stanford's play with a lot of intensity, emotion, and energy, and played well. They go over the middle to McFall, gets the point. Match is over an hour and 30 minutes, and we're just finishing up set number 3. Cardinal serving. You see David Wolf, number 15, Reed Wainwright, 12, Moses Wagner, number 11 up front. Waves lead 22-18. Waves hitting .550 in this third set. Cardinal 174, but it's close. And then the stuff there kept in play by Stanford, but maybe, let's see, finally we hear a whistle. The ball going out of bounds. And a point to Pepperdine. Waves had stopped for a moment. I think the ball may have touched the antenna. Delayed whistle, but the Waves get the point, and Cole Harkey at the line. Couple of aces tonight. He leads Pepperdine with 40 service aces. Cardinal to Wolf. Riley hits the beam, and that one goes over to the other side. It's going to be an interesting, because that ball should have been in play. Now the Winder. Riley hit one of the beams that went to the other side. And the rule basically, unless it comes back to the same side, that would be in play, but it did hit the beam and then went on the other side, a point to Stanford. Now the Winder wanted to clarify that. Big point for Stanford, 23-19, Waves over the middle. Mate. Set point number 1 for Pepperdine, 24-19. Good crowd again. We got probably over 1,000 on hand here on this Saturday evening. A big jump serve by Hartke. Back row attack to Rotman. The overpass by Pepperdine. Porter gets a touch. They go to Wainwright, who missed it. Point to Pepperdine. Those highlights being brought to you by Urban Crunch. Jonathan Winder in his 4th season. The Waves up 2-1. Waves moving right to left in their white, orange, and blue. Pepperdine able to get it over. Little Phillips, the freshman setter, with a touch. They go to Rotman, who sends it back. Pepperdine on offense, outside, Jose Gomez. Pepperdine takes a 1-0 lead. Hartke with 15 kills, Barnett with 8, and Gomez with 8, Noe with 5. For Stanford, Wagner with 9 kills, Alex Rotman with 6, and Luke McFall with 6, David Wolf with 5. And the Waves get themselves an ace, their 8th of the match. Jose Gomez, his 4th ace of the night. Got 22 on the year. 6'4" sophomore from Cuba. 2-0 Pepperdine in the 4th set. And Stanford, nice effort tonight, battling Pepperdine on the road, where the Waves are 10-2 in this building. Waves at Cole Hartke. 3-0 Pepperdine. I think if the Waves run this up to 4 or 5 to start this 4th set, I think Stanford's got to take a timeout. You just cannot afford to get too far behind, especially being down 2-1 and being on the road against the 5th ranked team in the country. Take a little bit off. Cardinal finding Rotman, but that gets away and goes out of bounds. 4-0 Pepperdine. John Costi looks on. Waves up 2-1. Our officials tonight: Tony Chan, the up official; Bert Fuller, the down official. Two of the very best in men's volleyball. Booming serve by the Waves. McFall's hit, but the Waves able to control. It goes back to Barnett, who drives it. Wolf on the overpass. They joust up front. It's pinballed, and then Wagner missed it. Point to Pepperdine. 63, and Waves off to a great start, and then the service error by Gomez. Pepperdine hitting .500 in this 4th set. 2 kills, 4 swings, no attack errors. And for Stanford, minus .500, no kills, 4 swings, and 2 attack errors. Hitting percentage, attack percentage, kills minus errors divided by attempts. It gives you your hitting percentage. Pepperdine to Barnett, who drives it down the sidelines, and a point. Pepperdine 6, Stanford 1. Double blockers, McFall and Wagner. Waves come in. They have won 12 of the last 14 matches, and there are only 2 losses during that stretch. Number 1 UCLA and number 2 Hawaii. And that match in Honolulu. And lost to UCLA at Pauley Pavilion. Waves beat Hawaii in Honolulu the first match, and then they also beat UCLA here in Malibu. All right, 6-2 Pepperdine. Stanford serving. Back there, Gomez to receive. Mate with a stuff. Oh, I know Mate. That was 6 kills on 6 swings. No attack errors. Hitting 1,000. Also has 3 blocks. Diggs, the Waves have the edge, 27-23. Aces, 8-3 Pepperdine. Waves now 1-2 ace to arrow ratio. Pepperdine at USC Thursday night. Home against the Trojans next Saturday. We'll have it on Big Ten Plus, 6 p.m. to close out the regular season. A point, David Wolf for Stanford. 7-3 Pepperdine. Cross-court pass the Waves. That triple blockers there. Mate, Barnett, and Polomas. It still wasn't enough. 7-3 Pepperdine in the fourth set. Over the middle, Mate able to pound it down. And he gives the Waves a physical presence. 6'7" freshman from Switzerland. Just about 5 weeks with an ankle injury, but once they got him back healthy, he makes a big difference. 8-3 Waves. High toss, Barnett rocks him, fires. Popped up, quick attack, the block up front on Wainwright. The Waves get it back. It goes to Gomez off the blocks. Little Phillips along with Wolf and Wainwright, not enough. 9-3 Pepperdine. So special thanks to our entire Game On Entertainment crew. Our director tonight, Kelly Rosales, doing a terrific job on this Saturday, producing Archie Coruscani, Connor Mendoza, Kristen Elizondo, and Kristen Soler. Special thanks to Kelly Nugent out of the Pepperdine Athletics Communications Department. 9-4, service here. Pepperdine leading, David Wolf to serve. And the Waves with USC next week. There's Stanford to play at Menlo twice. UCLA will host Brigham Young twice at Pauley Pavilion. Service ace, 9-5, Cardinal trail. And tonight, of course, the big match, Brigham Young hosting USC. Also, Vanguard and Menlo. Top 8 teams of the conference tournament, April 22nd to the 25th in Provo, Utah. Brigham Young will host. Service here. 10-5 Pepperdine. Waves trying to get their 20th win of the season, coming in at 19-5. They went 21-10 last year, won the NBSF Conference Tournament. Waves have not won the regular season, however, since 2018. That David Wysort. 10-5, Pepperdine up in the fourth set. And there's Moses Wagner with a kill. Cardinal at 9-13. Again, much better than the record would indicate with all those injuries. Double blocked a little bit late there. Ethan Watson still in the lineup for Pepperdine. 10-6. And Reed Wainwright at the service line, the middle blocker. Riley receives outside to Gomez. Polomas just continues to run the offense to perfection. Waves passing, receiving, been so good tonight. Waves in this set hitting .667, 6 kills, 9 swings, no attack errors. And Stanford hitting .111 service error. 11-7 side out to Stanford. Archie with 16 kills, Barnett with 9, Gomez with 9, Mate with 7. It was now 7 kills, 7 swings, no attack errors, hitting 1,003 blocks. He's hitting .597 on the year. Doesn't have enough sets or attempts to be qualified for the national leaders. And we're going to get a point to Stanford.
His attack goes in the 10 points.
11-8 Pepperdine. Hey, look at this ball pinballed. Jacob Little Phillips, the setter, the freshman out of Florida, tapped over there by Watson, who able to get the point. This time by Stanford. Pepperdine 12, Stanford 8.
Jose Gomez meant to serve.
Wave serving. Nice crowd on hand on this Saturday evening. They're expecting rain later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But today about 70 degrees, a lot of sunshine, blue skies. Slight breeze coming off the ocean as Gomez serve goes long. And it's 12-9 and the Cardinal within striking distance. A little bit of a run. They jumped out to a 5-0 lead in this fourth set. Wagner with the jump serve. On the backside, Harkey pounds it down. Covered by Stanford. They go to McFall, who gets the point. 12-10 Pepperdine. Let's see if the Waves decide to take a timeout. They might wait for one more point. Cardinals settling down in this fourth set after falling behind early, 5-0. Took a little bit off. Pepperdine, backside to Harkey, goes deep and scores. Polomas on that tough back set. That's not easy. Wolf was there along with McFall, but Harkey, one of the top power hitters in the country. And the serve is called an ace. 14-10 Pepperdine for the Waves, their 9th ace of the match against 19 service errors. On the backside, Wagner able to drive it, Waves, Mate. Porter gets a touch. Ball kept in play. Shot attempt to Moses Wagner is good. Big hit by Wagner. And it's 14-11. Pepperdine up. Waves in this set, and in 6:43, they have yet to commit an attack error. They have 9 kills on 14 swings and a service ace. Moses Wagner leading Stanford with 11 kills. Cole Harkey 17, topping Pepperdine. Jose Gomez with 10, Ryan Barnett with 9. Luke McFall at the service line. It's 14-12. And the Cardinal back by only 2, but down 2-1 on the road, and then a service error. For the Cardinal, 5 aces, 15 errors. See Evan Porter. Cole Harkey will be at the service line. (15-12) Pepperdine. Strong jump serve. Firing away as Wolf, but the shot no good. 16-12 Pepperdine. He's coached by Jonathan Winder in his 4th season. Associate head coaches Matthew Pollock and Luke Reynolds, assistant Will Kraft. Harkey again with the power serve on the backside. That is Wagner with the kill. Wave 16, Cardinal 13. As Bryant comes back in to serve. Starting setter from last year, injuries this season. Eric Ask back in the lineup for Stanford wearing number 9. 6'9" freshman from Sweden. Bryant gets himself an ace. And a great substitution by John Gosti. It's 16-14. The Cardinal back by only 2. Bryant once again. Take a little bit off. Waves, a nice job by Gomez to keep it in play. Touching it is Bryant. The block up front by Pepperdine against Wolf. The ball kept in play. The Waves get it over. It comes back to Bryant. The quick attack. And Reed Wainwright with the point. It's 16-15 Waves. Hard fought point. Couple nice plays on each team. Bryant had been able to battle back. They're now hitting 235 in this set. Pepperdine 600 in set 4. They have yet to have an attack error. Pepperdine 9 kills, 15 swings, and 0 attack errors. And they get a key point there, 17-15. And Barnett will be at the service line. Barnett, who last year had 47 aces, this season with 34. Strong jump serve. Bryant able to get a touch, but Waves will get the point. The Cardinals struggle with that serve. Barnett putting a lot of pressure on Stanford. With the Cardinal, they've taken out the freshman Jacob Little-Phillips, the setter, and brought in Theron Bryett, who was the starter last season, was starting this year, but then had injuries. 18-15 Pepperdine. This one comes up short. Side out to Stanford. Waves will go to the bench. They'll bring in Ford Harmon, the 6-foot redshirt freshman, the transfer from Long Beach State when he was on the national championship team last year. 18-16 Pepperdine. Harmon comes in for ball handling. Waves go to Harkey out of the back row and able to power it for the point. 19-16 Waves. 6-10 coming out of the back row. Reed Wainwright trying to defend. It is 19-16. Harkey now with 18 kills, hitting .412 tonight. Cross court, driving it. And a point by Ryan DeRoss. Number 10 just in the lineup. The Cardinal playing a number of different players in this fourth set. You've got Ask and DeRoss. 19-17 Pepperdine with the lead, up 2-1. Riley able to receive, and then over the middle, Ethan Watson. Watson has come off the bench and played his third kill. Andre Polomas to serve, and he comes up short. 2018 Pepperdine. Moses Wagner back in. And Jacob Little-Phillips, the freshman setter, will check back in and serve. Waves 20, Cardinal 18. Waves won last night, 3-0. They're trying to keep a place and stay in first place as UCLA at Menlo tomorrow. Waves on offense over the middle. Waves go back out this time to Harkey, who fires away. 21-18 Pepperdine. Waves in this set hitting .647, 11 kills, 17 swings, no attack errors. Waves hitting .389 for the match, Stanford 198. Moses Wagner with 12 kills, leading Stanford. Waves serving, Porter with a touch. DeRoss, he tried to make the pass, the overpass, and the Waves get the point. Double contact against Stanford. 22-18 Waves, and Stanford wants to take it. Stanford using Eric Ask, who has played in 25 sets, and Ryan DeRoss, who's played in 55. More of a good ball handler. The Cardinal going to their bench. 22-19. Cardinals serving, trying to make a late run. DeRoss with the serve. Waves, Barnett with a rip. Diving effort there by Little Phillips to keep it in play. Pepperdine gets it back. They go to Barnett, who sends it over. Back row attack and firing away. DeRoss. So it's 22-20 Pepperdine. Great plays on both sides. DeRoss was up the ladder. DeRoss listed at 6'3", the senior out of Gilroy, California. Jump serve. Waves over the middle. Played by Stanford. They go to Wolf, who misfires. The shot no good. Point to Pepperdine. Wolf had a good look. The pass was there. 23-20 Pepperdine. Aiden Toon comes in for Pepperdine to serve. Graduate senior from Hawaii. 6 aces on the year, but more impressively, usually able to keep the ball in play. 6 aces, only 7 service errors all season long. Put some pressure on Stanford. On the backside, Wagner able to send it over. Pepperdine controls to Barnett. They joust at the net, and Pepperdine gets the point. They're going to call over the net against Stanford.
Wave fans on your feet. 82-7 match point.
Match point for Pepperdine, 24-20. Give John Costi talking to the down official Bert Fuller that's going to be challenged, saying the ball may have been touched by Pepperdine. If nothing else, you get a timeout without calling a timeout. Will be challenged. Ball on the court was Pepperdine ball. Bert Fuller talking with Jonathan Winder, the head coach of the Waves, explaining the challenge by John Costi, and maybe the official saw something also. Winder says finds it hard to believe. It was a joust at the net. The call was against Stanford, who had 3 blockers there. The call was over the net, but she is way over the net. And then Barnett trying to get the hit. The call will stand. Great job by our camera crew, our director Kelly Rosales, capturing that one. Stanford definitely way over the net. Match point number 1, 24-20. Right, Waves serving. Aiden Toome with the jump serve. Quick attack, and then Luke McFall gets the kill. Match point number 2. It's 24-21. Waves out in front. Jacob Riley back in for Pepperdine.
Back to serve for Stanford is point number 22, Luke McFall.
Luke McFall's got to keep it in play. So match point number 2 for Pepperdine. McFall's played well tonight. Got 8 kills. Waves get the hit and getting the kill. Noe Mate, and Pepperdine wins. Pepperdine prevails.